welcome back to Everyday Rita. Today's video is going to be a 1 month of meal planning for the month of April. I'm really excited to do this video. I'm trying to save, me and my husband are really trying to save some money right now and also pay some bills that we really need to get paid. We are not debt free just yet, but this is one way how you can cut some of your expenses and put more money towards bills or anything that you need to save money for. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do a whole month of meal planning. I'll show you where I got the idea from. I'll link it down below. I'm gonna give credit where it's due. And normally, I'll just give you guys some real numbers. Normally, me and my husband spend about $400 a month on groceries, and that's for lunch, dinner, breakfast. That's actually also including household items. I know people kind of separate them, which we probably should, but that's just about how much we spend for just me and my husband. So I'm actually gonna try to cut it down to $200 for the month for me and my husband. I think it's doable, and we do work out of the house, so I do need to pack us lunches Monday through Friday. So that's 10 lunches every single week that I need to also plan for, as well as breakfast and snacks. So I think we can do it. I did do kind of a big grocery haul. a Costco haul in March, which was a little over what I usually spend, but that's just what's gonna kind of help us get through the whole month of April. So besides that, I'm really excited. Sorry, I'm looking at Cornelius. He's just playing with his bones. Anyways, yeah, so if you guys are interested in more monthly meal planning, please let me know. I'm just gonna jump right into this because it's gonna be a really long video. I might split it up into 2 days worth just because I don't know if I'm gonna get it all done. Not to say that, of course, someone's calling. Hey, sorry, someone called me and it was like a telemarketer, which is like the worst one they call. So anyways, sorry about that. Back on track. We're gonna do this 1 month of meal planning. I'm probably gonna split it into 2 videos, like I said, because it's just gonna be really, really long, and I kind of want to show you all the ingredients that goes into each of these bags, as well as some tips and suggestions along the way. And yeah, let's just jump right into this because it's gonna be long. I'll see you guys in the kitchen. Bye. All right, so this is literally just pure reality of what my kitchen looks like right now. I just finished making breakfast, so that's why my kitchen looks like this. I try to wash as much dishes as I can. I have a few more left to do, and then we can jump into meal prepping. Hi, Cornelius. And so I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of like a pre-prep what I do. I would highly suggest having a completely clean kitchen. So this is not how your kitchen is supposed to look. I'm going to clean it, but I just kind of want to give you guys a real life of what it looks like. So I am just washing dishes here. I'm going to put all these away. I'm going to finish washing those. I'll give you a little tip about cleaning your sink. And then just really quick, if you guys have a Super King Market near you guys, these are the locations they're at: Anaheim, LA, Altadena, Claremont, Northridge, Van Nuys, Santa Ana. If you're near any of those cities, I highly recommend going to Super King Market. They have amazing prices on produce. Other things too, actually, but really good prices on produce. To kind of give you an example, you can get like tomatoes for 59 cents a pound. You can get green onions for like 5 bunches for $1. Things like that, which is really good price compared to like if I go to Ralph's and purchase it, it's so much more expensive. So I just wanted to give you guys that little hint or tip, I guess you could say. And yeah, so let me go ahead and finish washing these dishes. I'm gonna put these away, and then I'll clean up my sink, I'll clean up my counters, and we will go from there. You want to be on camera? You always want to be on camera. Hi baby. Okay, you help mom clean, okay? Okay, so let me give you guys a little bit of an update. I just finished cleaning up my kitchen for the most part. There's little things I have to do. That's pretty much all cleaned up. Counters are cleaned up. I'm waiting for this to cool down because I did warm up my cast iron after washing it so it doesn't get rusty. And this is just the rack from the sink, so I just took that out right now. Everything else is cleaned up. I have my lemons here, which I'll show you right now what I'm gonna do with. And then I just have the last of the dishes that I washed, and I just gotta put those away. And then I'm ready to go for meal prepping. Actually, there's one other thing I wanna show you, but first off, let me just show you really quick, you guys, what I kinda do to clean up my sink. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I have some streak marks here, I have some dirt there, or not dirt, but like fingerprints, smudges, all that kind of thing. And some of this might be from the foot of the rack or from pots and pans or something. Anyways, lemon is a really good way to try to cut grease and get rid of fingerprints and things like that, and it's also really natural. I have a lemon tree, so I always have lemons available to me, and it's just a healthier, environmentally
friendly option as far as cleaning goes. It has antibacterial properties, and I'm obsessed with lemons. As you can tell, even my soap, my hand soap, is lemon. I just love citrus. Okay, so this is just kind of what I do. I just kind of make sure there's no seeds on there, and you literally just rub it. Now you can totally do like salt or baking soda, I think you can do, but I don't like to do that because I feel like it's gonna scratch stainless steel. I don't know, I'm just not really gonna put myself in that situation where now we have scratches in our stainless steel. And supposedly this sink is scratch resistant. This stainless steel that we bought is scratch resistant, but no, it's not. We still get little scratches here and there. I knew that that wasn't going to be the case when getting this thing because I don't know how stainless steel can be completely scratch resistant. Anyways, you just keep on going. You might need a little bit of water too, like on the edges here. And just rub, I kind of squeeze a little to get some lemon out. And you rub, rub, rub. So you kind of just do that. Also, I actually do this sometimes, even if I clean my sink a different option. Like, I don't always clean my sink with just lemon. This is just how I do it sometimes. But the other reason I do this is if you ever cook eggs in the morning, you guys, and you have that weird egg smell, I don't know, I just hate that smell. If you get that smell, this will completely freshen up your sink. You won't have any kind of egg smell. And yeah, so it's just a good way to even just freshen up the smell of your kitchen, your sink, if it's starting to smell a little. Just a really good option. Now these are, I think, marks. This one and this one are, I think, marks from the foot. So I'm going to need to use like a cloth to have more friction on that. But that's that. So I just cleaned up the whole thing, rinsed it out. My kitchen already smells more citrusy. Like I said, a really nice option, mostly to just have your sink smell nice. You could totally go in with like a cloth. I just got a Norwex cloth, so if you guys have ever used those, let me know down below if how they really work, because I'm a little bit afraid to use it. I don't want to ruin it. There's a little bit of a mark here. I don't really want to ruin it because I know you're supposed to use it with just water, I believe. So I've had it for like 2 weeks and I haven't used it, but totally you could go in with that and clean up any marks that the lemon won't give out. So then the next thing, after your sink is completely washed out with the lemon, I actually like to cut the lemon up. I'm going to try to do this here. Sorry if the camera shakes. But literally just cut it in little slices. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this without shaking the camera because I'm literally balancing it around my neck. So if you think I'm cutting weird, it's because of that. Okay, so slices of lemon. Then you get some ice cubes. So I'm just gonna go in the ice tray and start dumping a few ice in there. If you guys have never done this before, it's a good way to clean out your garbage disposal. Makes it smell really good, sharpens the blades. Yeah, just really, I've always done it. So just a, few handfuls, I guess. I'll just do one more. So you do that. Throw in a few of your lemons. These are really big, so I'm just going to do 2. Have the water running, and then you turn on your garbage disposal. Sorry, it's going to get loud. I might mute it. Oh, okay, that was a bust. These lemons are usually big. I usually cut them a little bit smaller. Let me shove them in there a little more. Okay, have the water running. And that's really it. There's a stray ice cube. Another stray ice cube. Totally turn on your garbage disposal. And there you have it. The smell that it gives off, you guys, once you're actually putting the garbage disposal on is so good. It literally smells like lemons. And that's that. I just wanted to give you guys a little tip on how to clean your sink. And let's go ahead and get going to my next tip before you start meal prepping. I'm in my garage really quick. Sorry if it's loud. I have the dryer going. Anyways, my next tip for you guys is to make room in your freezer. So I know this doesn't even look like a lot of room, but you guys, I have so much stuff in my freezers right now that this is the best that it got. And I really tried to make as much space. I took these out of the boxes. This was like in a Costco box. I took that out. I had these chicken sandwiches, 2 boxes. I took them out and I individually put them in my refrigerator inside the house. So anyways, just try to make as much space as you possibly can, because obviously you're going to be using up freezer space for all your freezer meals. So I just try to honestly consolidate as much as I possibly can, and this is kind of just what I have in my garage refrigerator, the top freezer part. I don't have a freezer chest right now. I really wish I did, and I don't. Try to utilize side spaces. One of these will be getting used for a meal, so that's fine. Let me just take you guys to my inside refrigerator really quick. That freezer honestly is pretty full, so there's not much space that's going to be able to get utilized there. So this is the bottom. See, those are all the individual sandwiches that were in there, and then this is the top. I gotta get that thing fixed. So it's pretty full in here. I'm gonna use a lot of the meats in here for my freezer cooking, so that's gonna kind of free up some space. But like I said, I honestly didn't really, I planned for this freezer meal, but I didn't think about it too much about freezer space, which definitely was one of the first things I should have. So I'm kind of limited on freezer space, and I'm crossing my fingers I can fit all of these freezer meals in my freezer inside the house, and then my freezer in the garage. So kitchen is finally clean. It is now 10:04 in the morning. I started around like almost 9. It's about an hour to clean up the whole entire kitchen, get that ready, and then I also played with Cornelius, obviously doing kind of filming, so that takes a little bit more time, but I am ready to start meal prepping finally. So I'm going to take out everything I need for my freezer meals. I'm going to be taking out the recipes. I'm going to link down below where I got the recipes from, because I do want to give credit where it is due. I did not come up with these on my own, and we'll just go from there. So this is the recipes that I'm actually getting all of my freezer meals from. It is from New Leaf Wellness. It's a website, and she has so many freezer meal options. So this one is actually a year worth of Crock-Pot freezer meals. So literally, this is like, I don't know, over 200 pages, and it's every single month in here, a whole month worth for each one. She provides you everything you need. So like, let's just look at January. She'll provide you all the meals that you're gonna make, your whole entire grocery list, produce, meats, frozen items, canned items, spices, baking, oils, vinegars, any material you'll need, which is always just going to be the freezer bag for the most part, miscellaneous, and then items you don't need until cooking day, and then suggested side items for every single meal. So this is just so awesome. She pretty much does all the work for you. It's great. Then all the meals individually, and then at the very end, she gives you a calendar. Sorry, I'm going to move this. Of all of the meals, like if you wanted to follow it Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, if you want to do it that way. The days that are blank, you obviously would just fill in for other items, because you don't want to have freezer meals every single day. And some of these will yield leftovers for the following day, depending how big your family is. So that's that. The meals that I'm going to be following is her whole month of March freezer meals. Even though this is for the month of April for us, I'm following her March one just because I liked all of the recipes in the month of March. Not to say I didn't like the other ones. It's just when I printed this whole thing out, it was the very, very beginning of March, and I actually really liked it. So this is going to be for the month of March. The freezer meals are actually for the month of April, so don't get confused. This is just for her March plan. Obviously, you don't have to follow it exactly. You can use any month you want. These are the meals that we'll be making. Beef and broccoli, lemon pepper chicken, salsa verde shredded pork tacos, beef, lime, and cilantro chili, ginger chicken with snow peas, corned beef and cabbage I'm actually not going to be making, hearty beef vegetable soup, citrus chicken, Italian pork roast, Korean beef lettuce wraps, Italian chicken, homemade Mississippi roast. All these recipes are not necessarily her own. She does provide links for for most items. If it's from her own item, then I think she like links it over here. See, from freezer meal post. So anyways, check out her website so you can, get the links from where they're actually from if you're interested in that. I don't know her. This is not like a collaboration with her. Kind of wish it was because she's pretty awesome. But no, I just found it online and I really love it. And then here's the whole grocery list for the month of March. I printed out an extra one so I can write all over it. So that's kind of how I did that. And then I made labels for all my freezer bags. So I just put the meal and then I put the cooking time if I needed to. Actually, I forgot to put that one, but yeah. Any directions if I needed to put any directions. And then just a use by date. I gave myself about 2 to 3 months, so that's just kind of the date. But they're all going to be done by April, so I'm not too worried about it. So the first things first is I am going to chop up all the vegetables that I need because this is going to save you a lot of time at the end of the day because then everything is just a dump and go. None of these meals require any cooking of meat or chicken, so that's kind of nice. Excuse me, sorry, I'm a little sick. So everything is just dump and go at that point. You can totally cut all your vegetables the day before and then really it's a dump and go the next day. But I'm starting it today. I have tomorrow to also do it if I don't finish it in time. But at least all my vegetables will be completely cut up. These little mini peppers are actually not part of the meal plan. The only reason why I am cutting them up is because my dad always buys me these because he goes to actually that King's Market that I showed you guys in the beginning of this video because there's not really one that close to us. And he always just goes and gets me produce because it's just so much cheaper. Anyways, this whole bag is 99 cents, which is a great price because at my Ralph's they're like $2.50. Problem is Robert doesn't like bell peppers at all, really. It upsets his stomach more so than he doesn't like the taste. And I can't eat these fast enough, so what I do is I just chop them up and then I freeze them. So I actually have a little bag still right here of frozen bell peppers, and it's really nice to throw on top of a pizza or if you're making fajitas or any dish that requires bell peppers. They're already cut up for you and they thaw out really easily. So just from frozen, I put it on top of the pizzas, and once it bakes in the oven, they're completely done. So that's just another little tip for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna get to chopping all these vegetables and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I finished chopping up all my vegetables. If you saw me slicing the carrots in the video 2 different ways, it's because for one recipe it needs it more sliced, so thinner, and then the other one, because it's like a roast, you want it to be a little bit thicker, so I just cut the baby carrots in half. I didn't have whole carrots, I only had baby carrots, so I just went with what I had, and definitely do the same, you guys. Don't go out and buy other things just because. I mean, if you only have baby carrots, use it. If you have whole carrots, use that. If it calls for, let's say, like white onions and you only have yellow onions, you know, just use that. I had yellow onions and I had to buy onion anyway, so I only had one. So those are all my onions. Ginger. If you don't use all your ginger, you can freeze it. It's a really good option. It freezes well. Green onions, cut that. And a whole lot of garlic. If you saw me cutting all that garlic. 28 cloves of garlic. That's about two and a half bulbs of garlic. And that's really all the chopping I have to do. If something calls for like spinach or snow peas, I don't need to cut that up. Now, I did want to tell you guys, so my first recipe is beef and broccoli, and it does require 2 pounds of sirloin tip steak sliced. Now, when I purchased all my meat, it was a few weeks ago, so all my meat is frozen. I do not recommend thawing out your meat and then refreezing it. It's just not a good option. Luckily, this recipe we're actually going to have tomorrow for dinner. So I'm going to let this thaw out almost all the way until my knife can at least go through it, because it's actually best to cut steak when it is slightly frozen, because then you get your cuts nice and thin. So I'm actually going to let it be a little frozen. I'm going to cut it up, put it all in a bag, and I can just leave it in the refrigerator. I'm not going to refreeze it because we'll have it tomorrow for dinner. So that actually worked out okay. Now, if you guys were going to do this where you weren't going to have it right away, I would say that when you buy the meat, try to think of what dish you're already going to make and then just pre-trim it before you freeze it. Because then you can always just get the frozen meat and put it in the bag with everything else. That's not a problem. Okay, so my top sirloin did defrost just a bit and I sliced it up. Like I said, I'm going to be making this tomorrow, so I don't need to refreeze it. I highly suggest not thawing out your meat and then refreezing it. It's just not a good idea. Anyways, I sliced up my top sirloin really thin, not too thin since it's in the crock pot for quite some time, so about that thick. Some are a little bit thinner. So that's in there first. Then you're gonna need 4 cloves of garlic and 1 onion. So I have my onion here. And then 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, but I'm actually gonna put that in the last hour of cooking. I am not gonna do it for the full 6 to 8 hours like the recipe says, because I think it's gonna become way too gloopy. I've tried it before. I'm just going to stick with it that way. It worked for me one time before. Then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 inch of ginger, which is going to be probably about a tablespoon, 1/2 cup of beef broth, 1/2 cup of soy sauce. I'm just using low sodium soy sauce. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and that's it. And then the day of cooking, the last 45 minutes to 60 minutes, you will add in the broccoli to this, because this is a beef and broccoli dish. So I'm just going to go ahead and put everything together. Next dish is salsa verde shredded pork tacos. I have about 2 pounds of pork roast in here. You'll need 16 ounces of salsa verde. This is a little bit bigger, so I'm not going to use all of it. You need cumin, red pepper flakes. Where's my cumin, red pepper flakes? You're going to need 1 small onion. So I got my onions here. You're going to need 3 cloves of garlic, and that is it.